Who will get the whole shot into San Donato? Here we go. MotoE and Mugello once again. And it's Zanoni who carves across the front of Domi Aegerter. A superb start from the local rider. And he leads the charge down towards San Donato. Who will be last in the late breakers? Will it be Domi Aegerter? He cuts an inside line, but it's Zanoni who leads the way through turn one with that whole shot. All cleanly through. Very easy done. Oh, we have a rider down to the back there. It's Casadei. Casadei's gone. He's not been clipped by anybody, but that's his race over. Disaster. Mantovani nearly had a moment there, but he keeps it upright. Disaster for Casadei. That could have big standings classifications.
Yeah. Disastrous start for Casadei. Great start for Matteo Ferrari, who went around the outside into San Donato at turn one. And Kevin Manfredi's had a good jump as well from 6th on the grid. He is now 4th, but how about that from Matteo Casadei? He's been almost flawless so far this season, and he'll be leaving his home Grand Prix with a lot of work to do.
I should, of course, have said implications, because that's what it really will have from Casadei crashing out there. Currently 3rd in the standings, but not anymore after this race, potentially so. Zanoni leading the way through Arrabbiata 1, Arrabbiata 2. The fans are still in the stands, are flocking the hillsides, covering them, cheering their riders on as Ferrari, the other Italian, he sandwiches Aegerter, but not for long. He takes a peek up the inside, but Aegerter superior on the brakes there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a great first half lap from Mikel Pons, who's jumped up the order from 9th on the grid. He was quite subdued yesterday and in qualifying, but he sat there in 5th ahead of Eric Granado, who hasn't really managed to start well in any race so far that we've had this year. And well, Granado has it all to do, especially with Championship challenger Aegerter 4 places ahead.
Cracking start from the number 34.
Oh,
Kevin Manfredi, someone else has got him down in the background. That's a disaster for them. Real shame. Seeing the crash out. No, Mantovani's right there in front of us. We're looking at Garzo there. Somebody else, though, is down in the background at the end of this lap. And look at that. Pons moves his way up the inside of the number 34. Kevin Manfredi, the flying mustache, I'll nickname him for the sake of this race here at Mugello. Akubo, he went down. Disaster for him. That's a shame. Across the line they come. It's Zanoni from Ferrari. Aegerter. Pons pulls alongside. Then you've got Manfredi behind them. Who will be first, second or third in the jump to turn one?
Oh, look at Canepa coming up the inside of Aegerter. Aegerter crossed the line in 3rd. He's going to be pushed all the way back down to, well, I don't know, 5th, 6th position. It is all action into San Donato, and that is Akubo, who had a nasty high side there coming out of Corantaio, pitching into the Biondetti chicane. But once again, we have Kevin Zanoni out front. Close action right the way down the field. Just 10 riders here making up the lead group.
One of the major casualties of the slipstream last time around was Manfredi, the flying mustache. He was certainly not, as Aegerter also gets pushed further back by Granado there then. So he's now in 7th position, is yesterday's race winner. Goodness me, how things can change over a few corners.
Yeah, it looked like a good start for Aegerter. He was sitting 2nd. He hasn't started races that well recently, but getting shuffled all the way back down to 7th. He now has a massive job in his hands to get towards the front. Matteo Ferrari, though, is looking very, very ominous, I would say, so far.
Yeah, keep your eye on Eric Granado as well, buoyed by his 3rd podium of the season yesterday, brought on after the fact of the race finishing, as well as Ferrari takes another look up the inside of Zanoni, but he's able to keep that position in 1st spot. This is great from the young Italian.
It really is, yeah, and we haven't mentioned him yet, but Mark Alcoba sits in 4th. He's been a bit of a surprise package so far this weekend. He had a great 5th place in yesterday's race, and he's already climbed up the order from 10th on the grid to sit 4th. So fantastic start to the Grand Prix for the Spaniard.
Yeah, he came through Q1 as well, didn't he, in qualifying? So he has been improving lap by lap here at Mugello. Of course, it's the first time that MotoE has ever visited here. So some of the riders are complete rookies to Mugello altogether, as Alcoba looks up the inside, very briefly, up the inside of fellow countryman Mikel Pons.
Well, Kevin Zanoni did show us at Le Mans that he has no trouble running at the front of these MotoE races. He really has been a different figure since the French Grand Prix 2 weeks ago.